This is what it would look like if you were installing Windows for the first time on a machine, either a new machine or if you formatted your hard drive completely and you were doing a brand spanking new install of Windows 7. Okay, so English, yep. I'm not doing an upgrade, I'm doing a custom install as it'd be on a new PC. And even though it's actually saying 60 gigabytes total size, I don't believe that's correct. Not in the virtual memory. Okay, and while it's doing this part, I'm going to pause it and come back at about 98%. So I'll be right back. Windows file updating. This can take anywhere between 15 minutes to an hour, depending on the processor speed and the RAM on your system. It's a newer system and you're running up around the 3 gigahertz processor speed with a quick front side bus, and you've got say at least the minimum they say for Windows 7 is 1 gig. I contend and say that you want to have minimum 2 gigs. Um, but Windows, any of the 64-bit versions will uh, really operate beautifully at 8 gigs. So when you buy a system, make sure that you consider um, what you want. If you were to buy a bare bones system, that would be the case with a power supply and so forth, and then you would purchase your motherboard and CPU. I usually buy them in a package deal so that there's no conflict in how they interact with each other. And then I buy the RAM off of Crucial.com, and this would be a new install where you would have a version of Windows, whatever you wanted to put on here. Of course, as you can see, this is Windows 7. 64 is referring to the 64-bit version. Um, the virtual memory or virtual window that it's being installed in, it's a Windows 7 Professional, and you can buy Windows 7 on eBay or at an office supply store like Staples. So as you can see, we're going through the process here. This is exactly what it would look like if you were installing it on your new PC. With exception that you can see at the top where it says Windows 7 64 to release mouse, press control, blah, blah, blah. I'm actually doing this on a Mac, as I've said before, so you're actually seeing the tools of the virtual window at the top of the screen, so those wouldn't be there. Basically, you would just get this solid color, and where the blue stops is all that you would see, and it would take up your entire screen. I'd pause it, but I don't want you to miss any of the details because you could you could watch on a laptop or another PC how this works right next to your PC and pause this video while your machine is doing the process, or just watch through this from beginning to end and eat a bowl of Cheerios or something. I'm going to go ahead and pause briefly. I'll pop it back on here in just a second. Okay, we're back on, and as you can see, it's once your Windows version of Windows 7 installs, it will reboot, and hopefully we will have left off here in just a few seconds. Normally what I do on a temporary password is I just type in password that's generic administration um, password, but in this case I'm going to just bypass that and use recommended settings, and of course it will pick out the proper time. Hopefully it won't, because it did not hear. So let's see, we're a mountain time, correct? Thank you. And I'm not going to, if you aren't sure, select public. Okay, just so you have a little bit of filler, you can go ahead and email me if you have any questions. Well, not email me, but contact me through Facebook, where I will post this. I'm stand corrected, not Facebook. Through YouTube video, you can send me a question or two. Please scope the questions down to the task at hand. If it's not about installing Windows, whether it be Windows 7 or a different version, I'm probably not going to reply to any other questions that don't apply to just the installation process. So as you can see, here we are. We're in the virtual window, but it has installed Windows 7, just like you would see it on your computer, and that's basically the extent of it. Thanks for viewing the video, and have a great day.